Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload videos. So are you like me trying to find ways to deal with your sourdough discard? I actually have a video on my sourdough pizza dough crust, so if you want to check that out, I'll put in an iCard right up here. And today, with my sourdough discard, I'm actually going to make something quick and easy and delicious to eat, and the kids can get in on this as well. So I've just fed my sourdough starter because I'm going to try to make bread this year, and I want to make it more robust, so I'm going to feed it more often, 3 times a month instead of 2 times a month, if you call that more robust. So now I'm going to actually feed my sourdough, and the discard I'm actually going to make some pancakes. So let's get started. So now that my sourdough starter has been fed, it is now ready to go back into the fridge. I usually put the elastic on just as a marker to show where it is and where it's been. So it's ready now to go back in the fridge, and I'm just going to put it back in the fridge so we can get started on our pancakes. So here is my sourdough discard, and it is not as loose as the one you saw before. It's actually, this is about 2 days old. I fed my sourdough starter about 2 days ago, and I'm feeding it again today because I want to give it a more robust so I can try to make some bread out of it. So we're going to make some pancakes out of this discard, and it's going to be yummy. So let's get started. So it's Sunday morning and I want to make pancakes. So I need some vanilla, some milk or some cream. I don't really go with measurements, but this is about, I'd say, a 1/4 cup, 1/2 cup. And this is actually creamer. I don't have any cream or milk at the moment. I have baking soda and baking powder. As I said, I don't really do measurements. This is my all-purpose flour. And then I have some sugar. So let's start pouring things in. It's all depending on how loose or how thick your starter is as to how much like liquids and even how thick you want your pancakes to be. And I'm also going to drop in an egg that I defrosted. If you want to check that out, I have one up and I have one coming. So this is just an egg I whipped up, put it in the freezer, and now I've defrosted it, and I'm going to put it in my pancakes. So I'm doing a splash of vanilla. I would say that's about a teaspoon. And then I'm going to, usually I just make my own vanilla. I guess I have to make some. And then I'm going to add in my milk, which in this case is creamer. Don't judge. I didn't have any milk and I didn't feel like opening up a can of cream just for some pancakes. So I'm using the creamer that we would normally use in our coffee or in my husband's coffee, and it is French vanilla. And then I'm just going to mix that up, and then I'm going to add in my teaspoon of baking powder, and then I'm going to do a teaspoon of baking soda, and then I'm going to do about a cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and then my 1 egg, and then mix it all up. And then once I have that all mostly incorporated, I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of melted butter. So a sure sign to know when your pancakes are ready to be flipped over, they start getting those little bubbles in the middle, and you know they're pretty much cooked through and ready to be flipped over. You can wait a little bit so they're a little bit browner than mine's were. We like them kind of light, but you can wait a little bit till they're brown. And the key here is low and slow. So you don't want to turn it up medium high heat. You want it at relatively low heat, and just take your time with them. So low and slow is the way to go. So this recipe makes 16 to 20 pancakes. The size you see me making, this recipe makes 20 pancakes. It all depends on how loose or how firm your sourdough starter discard is, as to how much flour, how much milk, how much water. If you don't want to use milk or cream, you can use all water. If you don't want to use sugar in it, you can use honey, stevia, agave. I've even used molasses at the time. I've used all of the above at one time or another. So this recipe is very versatile with what you have and what you want to use. If you want to make them blueberries, strawberries, chocolate, they are delicious just as they are. If you want to use buttermilk in them, you can. So I'm just trying them out here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of syrup on them because they are sweet. You don't need a lot of syrup. You can use jam on them. You can use apple butter on them. You can use a lighter syrup, a homemade syrup, whatever you have, just some fresh fruit. But they are delicious. You should try them. Yummy, light, and fluffy. 3 words I would use to describe these pancakes. Don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for my failed attempt at these last weekend. So thank you so much for watching, and you have a great day. So even my tried and true pan failed me this time, but these were doomed from the get-go. I forgot butter, I forgot milk, I forgot egg. I forgot so many things. I forgot the baking soda. Yeah, these were doomed from the get-go. So thank you for watching.